All right, I'm live. Hey, you guys, how you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Catherine. Good morning, Angela. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping that we have some decent sound today. I'm literally sitting on a see if I could show you without falling off. Look at this. I'm literally sitting on a windowsill. Isn't this crazy? And it might get a little windy right now, but let me just show you where I'm at right now. This is all part of the property that we are renting right now. Not beautiful? Pool down there. It's pretty epic. And you know what's crazy? You know what's absolutely crazy is that so many people cut themselves off from having experiences like this. But guess how much this place, I'm going to check. Guess how much this place rents a night? Everybody go in the chat and tell me, how much do you think this place rents a night? Go in the chat and let me know. Come on, let me know, Sophia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How much do you think this place rents a night? You got any idea, you guys? Any idea? Check it out. Any idea? 20,000, 5,000. Let me show you this. Down here is the pool. And over here, all of these, all the way down, are all everybody's rooms and where they're staying. By the way, there's no windows on this place. There's absolutely no windows on this place. Okay, I'm going to get resituated so I can chat with you today about what we're going to talk about making sure, hold on, give me a second, making sure that you can live the life that you want. Let me just plug this in so I don't lose power. Awesome. Okay, so how much do you think this rents a night? 15,000, 3,000, 10,000 a month. Thank you, Tanya, for sharing this. 10,000 a month, 3,000, 3,000, 10,000. Okay, so this place rents for $1,200 a night. There's 6 bedrooms. So if you have $1,200 a night, let's just say you come down for 10 days, right? $12,000 for 10 days. Get that? $1,200 a night, 10 days, $12,000. See that? Now here's what's powerful. If you take $1,200 a night, it's a 6 bedroom, divided by 6 couples, you're paying $200 a night. Okay, so why am I showing this to you right now? So 200 times a 10-day vacation, which would be $2,000. Why am I showing this to you? Does anybody have any idea? And I tell you why I'm going to show why I'm showing this to you. Because there's thoughts that you must let go of right now that are having some of you be in bondage of poverty. And it might not be poverty, it could be middle class. And there's so many times that people will get online or they'll say, I'm going to come to their mastermind, but I don't have anybody to share a room with. And so I can't put the hotel on my credit card. I'm showing some examples, right? I'm not saying that's you. I'm just showing some examples. I can't go stay in a 6-bedroom oceanfront home in Florida, or we were just talking downstairs because there's all the people here own their own companies. And we were just talking about how in Fort Myers, horrible situation with the hurricane, and huge opportunity of people who are scared that don't want to stay there anymore. Even though hurricane's going to hit about every 10 to 12 years like that, people freak out when a moment like that happens. And what happens is that their emotions start to pull them out, and they start making decisions out of fear versus out of faith or out of facts. So I want to chat with you. First of all, I obviously have friends in Florida who just went through this horrible hurricane. I have friends who've lost their homes, lost their cars, lost their rental properties, lost a lot. Baby pictures, just absolutely horrible. Then I've got, people in Iran right now and what they're going through. I mean, there is chaos in the streets. Are we right? Yes. Are we right? So here's what I want to share with you. You need to make enough money to not only donate, but to help people, but you also have to put yourself in environments that you feel like working. This is a big piece around feel like working. How many of you guys know that you could use some more support around feeling like working? Yes, no, maybe so. How many of you guys? Go in the chat and just let me know right now. How many of you guys know that you could use some more support around feeling like working more? And I tell you, probably a lot of you. So know that people buy They buy, and I'm going to tell you that there's 5 buying opportunities right now. There's 5 buying opportunities between now and the end of the year. Here's what I want to share with you. You can get so wildly ahead. Hopefully it's not too windy for you guys. Can you take a moment and share this? Can you share this with your pages and people that you want to see get ahead? So it's not just you, it's also other people on your pages. Could you just do that, you guys? I always look at the people who share, and it makes a big difference for me because I just know who you are when you share. Because I used to be the person who didn't share because I was like, I don't want to promote somebody. It's like, oh my gosh, that is such a backwards approach to success. The most successful people are the people who share their network, and they share their network because they think abundantly and they want to help people win. They don't want to help people lose. They don't want to just win themselves. They don't hide their business plans because they're afraid people are going to take them from them. They know that more competition comes online, that they will get better, innovate, and grow. See, the poverty mindset has us fearful that we only have this one purpose in our life, which is not true. You have a purpose. Some of you guys have a purpose as a mom. Some of you guys have a purpose as a mom, a business person, a dad, a grandpa, a mentor, a coach, a spiritual leader. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have so many purposes. And by the way, once you get good at one, the very funny thing of heaven is that we get rocked because there's a new purpose that we need to stretch up to. So there is no shortage of you being able to lead at the highest level possible, but you do need to break levels of poverty thinking to go the next level. Can you hear that? Yes or no? Go in the chat. Just say yes or no. You must break you must break levels of poverty thinking to go the next level. And I'm going to tell you something. The worst thing that can ever happen to you is comfortability. So if there is some corporate level people watching me right now, you're married to somebody in corporate, the challenge that you have is that you have a cushy salary. And that will stop you from innovating at the speed that you really got to innovate at, because breakdowns and things that are not working are a gift of innovation. So I sat downstairs with a doctor a couple minutes ago. We were talking about Fort Myers. We're talking about the fact that he's going to go in and he's going to buy a lot of property in Fort Myers. And then he's going to turn around. He's got a team that's going to manage it. Where'd he find that team? Interviewing people. Do you think he's made some mistakes in that? 100%. Same person said when COVID hit, every 2 seconds, the medical world wants to ask for more raises. Meanwhile, it almost completely sank their company. In other words, their company almost completely got sank. None of them would have gotten raises. None of them would have gotten raises, but they all wanted raises. And COVID's hitting and everything's happening. There's opportunity in the streets. And so they want raises. And literally it almost sunk their company. But through pivoting fast, they're better than they ever have been. So I want to share something with you because this is really important. Who are my people right now who are struggling? Put an S in the chat if you're struggling. And there's no shame on that. I'm struggling right now in an area, right? So who are my friends right now that you are vulnerable enough and you're a strong enough leader that you could say, I'm struggling here? Put an S in the chat. Okay, so my doctor friend downstairs, he was struggling. Now they're crushing it, right? Better than ever, because through struggle creates innovation. Always. He called it pivoting. I say the power is in the pivot, right? So I hear them down there. Sorry. So hold on one second. I'm just going to ask them to turn this down for a second. Give me 2 seconds. They're down there. They're down there. They're down. I love lives like this because I could just be real. Like, be quiet. Hold on. Turn down the video. Okay, hold on, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so it's in these moments of breakdown. So I'm not going to keep harping on it, but you need to understand that, because I guarantee you there's people here right now, you've been struggling for so long that there's a thought you need to let go of right now, but you're not letting go of that thought and you're making that thought real. Like, the thought is that I don't have enough money. That's bullshit. You go create it. The thought is that this marketing campaign is not working. That's bullshit. You just keep going until it works. You keep figuring it out, pivot faster. The thought is that nobody can do what you do. I'm in that space again for the first time in a long time, right? Where I broke that as a coach and a mentor and scaled the company. And now I'm in another moment where I get to go, you know what? I'm very, very good at marketing and very, very good at looking at campaigns and pivoting quickly. And the truth is I can teach that to someone, but I have to get a vision for that versus just thinking that somebody's going to come in and just take it over. Right. There's 5 buying opportunities between now and the end of the year. The most wealthiest months are right now. And not to talk about money all the time, but listen, some of you guys need to talk about money because you don't talk about money enough. And you're putting your head in the ground thinking, oh, I just wish that this would turn around and I'm afraid, right? So here's the thing. Write this down. It is tempting to pull back when things are problematic. It is tempting to pull back when things are problematic. And it is the biggest mistake. And it is so hard to break when you are pulling back and you're in a habit of pulling back. But I promise you, if you could put this up on your wall today, don't pull back when things are problematic. Don't pull back when things are problematic. Force yourself to pay that bill. Force yourself to stay in that mastermind. Force yourself to show up to your mastermind. Force yourself to work that out in a relationship. Force yourself. People are like, oh, stop. You had me, Shanda, till you said relationships because I've been divorced before. Now I'm happy I'm divorced. Listen to me. Just listen to me. I'm a huge fan on this. If you can get your heart to a place of peace and you can solve the problem and get what you want, you're going to see your leadership escalate. Now, the Bible says if somebody cheats on you or goes outside the relationship, then there's a merit for divorce. Now, I'm not here to give relationship advice because I have friends, my parents are divorced and my dad did cheat. And so, but he cheated on both. He cheated on both his wives. And so, but I actually didn't remember that till just now. But if he didn't, I mean, it's irrelevant what I was going to say because I was going to say that he didn't cheat. Nobody cheated and they still got divorced. What I was trying to say is that like it's human to be messy. And it's like there's many things I've pulled back on that I regretted pulling back on because I never developed the leadership to solve the problem. I'm going to tell you the greatest leaders are the ones that have the greatest problems. They have had the hardest moments where everything was going to not work, fall apart, and they figured out a way through. And it's the moment that you don't think that something is possible, that your purpose is evolving to the surface. It's when you think it's impossible that your purpose is coming up to the surface. My point is that you are well yoked, you're well disciplined, you're well empowered to be able to solve whatever problem that you're facing right now. But if you keep being in the habit of pulling back when things are problematic, they won't work. So it's a little off topic on what I wanted to talk about today because I wanted to really emphasize that you've got, who am I Canadians? Put Canada in the comments. Who am I Canadians? Put Canada in the comments. My fellow Canadians, you have Christmas, you have Boxing Day, you have Thanksgiving coming up here, I think in October. You have you got Thanksgiving, you got Boxing Day, you got Cyber Monday, you got Christmas, you got Christmas Eve, and you got New Year's, right? There's 5 solid ones, but there's really 6. And the 3rd week of January, for everybody watching right now, you should go in your calendar and the 3rd week of January, you should have a campaign already locked in. I don't care if you know what topic you're going to talk about or what product you're going to sell, but I want you to lock in a selling campaign. So for the 3rd week of January, everybody should lock in a selling campaign. Go put it on your calendar. For Boxing Day, for Black Friday, for my Americans, you should go to your calendar today and put in, are you going to do a 1-day sale, a 3-day sale, a 1-week sale, a 48-hour sale? Cyber Monday, are you going to do a 2-day sale? Boxing Day, by the way, and Thanksgiving, Black Friday, you could do it 2 weeks early. You could do it a month early. You could pop in 2 or 3 Black Friday or Boxing Day sales in a month because that's what the most ambitious do. The most ambitious do that. They don't ever stop selling and you just need a reason. Write this down. You need a reason. You need a reason to go out there and serve people. And I'm going to tell you something. Most people don't know what their purpose is and they can't figure out their freaking niche. The biggest challenge people fight with is, what is my message? What is my niche? And that is all about you, and you'll never find it that way. You'll never find it that way. If you could just focus out and just know that the media is going to be your setter. They're going to set sales for you. And sales, let me give a disclosure, come down to the fact that you have been valuable for somebody else. That's what money says about you and about me. If we have a lot of it, we've been valuable to a lot of people. Now, I know I'll get some criticism here, but you know what? I'm sorry. There is no badge of honor for being broke. There is no badge of honor for being broke. And it's a thinking pattern. And the thinking pattern I'm trying to unleash you to right now is to realize that there's 5 to 6 buying opportunities, meaning that they're selling windows. And if you don't go out there because you don't have enough confidence or courage or self-worth to go out there and even just get intimate with the calendar and just block off, it's like a vacation. When you go on a vacation, you know, I'm going to take those 3 days and go home for Christmas, or I'm going to take those 2 weeks and go skiing, or I'm going to go spend this week in Puerto Rico, or you have enough discipline, for some of you, to go block off the holidays with your family. Why don't you have enough discipline to block off the opportunities of when you're going to sell between now and the end of the year? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I can tell you why you don't have enough discipline, because it just was a blind spot. So the way that you make incredible amounts of income is to not back off when things are problematic. It's to solve problems faster, which just means pivot faster. And by the way, 90% of your pivots suck. Same with mine. But if you pivot fast enough, you'll land on the 10% that work in one campaign. But see, when we're trying to get it right, we're trying to be smart. You're never going to be the smartest person in the room. So just let it go. You don't have to be. You have to be the fastest. Urgency is the thing that I see lacking everywhere. And the more comfortable you are, the more lack of urgency exists, even if you're a baller. The more comfortable you are, the more lackadaisical the lack of urgency I see. I get fearful when somebody comes to me and says, I got a dad that pays for everything. Oh, fuck, you're screwed. I got a husband or a wife that is got a great job. I'm good. I've got time. That's what they say. Yeah, you got lack of urgency. Got lack of urgency. And a hustler will outperform the fruit or the production of your life if you're comfortable, because they will pivot faster because they have to. Now, I'm very well aware there's people watching right now that are not pivot fast enough, and you do have to. I'm going to tell you, you got to up your leadership. You got to up your leadership. So here's where I'm going to end on this. Number one, I need you to take a calendar today, not tomorrow. And I want you to put in your commitments to where you're going to sell between now and the end of the year. Make decisions. Are you going to do 1 day Black Friday sale, a 3 day Black Friday sale, and then you got to back in what needs to be done with that. If you're doing a 3 day Black Friday sale, you need 10 emails written and at least 3 text messages. You need 10 emails, at least 3 text messages. If you don't have a list, then you better get into one of my list power trainings like now, if you haven't done it yet. And the reason why I'm saying that is I'll be doing one at the end of October. But here's the thing. For most of you that training, some of you guys, you'll be able to make money before Christmas if you did the October training. But some of you guys have been watching me. You've been watching all year that I've done these list building trainings, all year, almost every month this year. And you still haven't done it because it's not the right timing. And so you're going to end the year with less than what you could have had because you're waiting for right timing. Let me tell you something. When things are problematic, they're not right timing. So if you need right timing to be able to take action, you got a problem. You got a problem. And it's not that things are not working out for you or it's bad timing. It's actually because you're not pivoting fast enough. Can you hear me, you guys? Yes or no? Is this landing? Yes or no? I'm sitting here in this beautiful house. I'm sitting there going, this is a $200 night. This is a 2-star, 3-star equivalent to a hotel, but I'm staying in a 5-star because I can think about, well, if I needed money, I could charge everybody $200 a room. a night and stay here for a week. I would just have to have the courage to put it on my credit card and collect the money or find the people. See, if you're afraid to book the house, because what if I don't find the people? I'm afraid to invest in that mentorship because what if I don't make the money? If you think like that, you will be the person that the rest of us will be carrying. And if you have children, they will be carrying you. They'll be carrying you. Because eventually that thought pattern will catch up with you, and you already know it is. Take a moment and share this live. Please share this live if it's making a difference for you. Thank you, Kim. Kim says, I hear you. Heidi says, I know, Heidi, it's windy. It just is what it is. You know, my microphone is not working for some reason. So it just is what it is. It's windy, I know. Small thing to just, I know it's a pain in the ass. It's irritating. But it's just stand with it. You know what I mean? Stand with it. It's going to be windy because I'm on the ocean. Okay? So, and my microphone's not working. So I'm sorry it's windy, but just hang in there. Just it's like being in a room with Tony Robbins and he freezes it so cold and people are like, oh, I can't focus because I'm cold. Yes, you can. You're bigger than that. You're so bigger than that. Like you can so rise above that. You could get up and do jumping jacks in the back of the room and raise your temperature. You could pivot fast. So number one is I want you to look at your calendar today, not tomorrow. I don't care how busy you are. Take your freaking lunch break if you're in corporate America and do it on your lunch break. I'm going to recommend that you calendar out Christmas, Black Friday, or Boxing Day if you're in Canada, or whatever country you're in. You could do like a Christmas sale. You do a Thanksgiving sale, Cyber Monday sale. Look at New Year's. And make sure all of those things are locked into your calendar and just make decisions on how many days you're going to run a sale. You don't have to know what you're going to sell yet. I just want you to make decisions on what you're going to do. If they're locked into your calendar like a vacation is, then you could set aside 30 minutes and think about the next one you're going to do. And what do you want to do for people? What do you want to provide for people? What do you want to sell? So start with the message of a mission. Like selling, when I go to sell something, I start with like, what's the through line? I call it. Like if I was to, like right now, my through line with you is to make money before the end of the year. I mean, if some of you guys have been actually making money all year with me, you're in a position that you could go to Fort Myers and pick up a $6 million home for probably $1 million. If not right now, in the next few weeks. But if you didn't prepare for success, you can't do that because you know what? That $6 million home is going to be $6 million again. But if you didn't set yourself, do you hear what I'm saying? If you didn't set yourself up because you're waiting for good timing, or it's like good timing is when there's a natural disaster. You can't stop what God's going to do. Great timing is I prepared and I kept some money liquid. I invested and I created some liquidity. That's good timing. We're about to walk into one of the best markets in the next 8 to 9 years of our life, starting in January. And the people here, at least, are sitting there going, I don't think we're going to have to wait till July to be able to pick up some of the most insane real estate. I'm not talking about the hurricane. That was a force of nature. But with every force of nature, I'm watching companies close right now, 40, 50, $100 million companies closing because their CEOs can't figure out how to pivot. So they're just either closing or selling for pennies on the dollar. All those years of work for pennies on the dollar. The worst time to sell is when you need to sell. The worst time to sell a piece of property is when you need to sell because the buyer always has the power. See, in business, it's the list. If you've got a list, a text message and an email list, then guess what? You got the power, you got the buying ability because you control the buyers. I'm going to give you another scenario. When I was in real estate in 08 or 09, I didn't have the buyers. I controlled the buyers in the essence of I had the list. And that's how I was able to sell 20, 25 properties in 2 or 3 weeks because I had the list. I went from starving to success in a matter of 60 days. Starving to success in a matter of 60 days. You could stay in a Airbnb like this that's $1,200 a night And you could stay in it for $200 a night if you just be willing to put it on your credit card and find the people to fill the rooms that you want to go on a vacation with. If you want to have a great run between now and the end of the year and set yourself up for first quarter of next year, you got to look at there's 5 buying opportunities. There's actually 6. And are they in your calendar? See, success isn't hard. It takes preparation. And then it takes this unhooking of a thought that you need to be smart to be able to get ahead. You just don't. You need to just move faster. You need to fail faster. You need to move faster. You need to do all that faster. And here's what I'm going to end on. There's a thought that you must let go of to move faster. I don't know what that thought is, but you do. Go in the chat if you know what it is. So one of mine is I must let go of the thought that I can't find somebody to run my marketing department that is as fast and is as structured and has the knowledge that I have. I have to let go of that. Because as long as I hold on to that thought, I will never be able to find that person. Okay. I also have to let go of the thought that I'm too busy to meet with my executive team on a daily basis. I need to meet with my executive team on a daily basis. I have to let go of that thought. Right. So I try and be humble in front of you guys and share what happens for me so that you can find yours. It's really windy right now. I know. Sorry, guys. So what do you have to let go of? I got to let go of I'm going to fail. Yeah, because you are going to fail, but you're going to pivot fast. I got to let go. What you got to let go of? That you don't have enough time. Okay, great. So if you had enough time, how would you run your calendar? What do you need to let go of? Right? I've let go of the belief that I'm reading people's belief that this is hard. So you actually have to let go of the belief that you're lazy. Because everything's hard. That's not an untrue belief. Everything's hard, but you do hard well. Let go of the thought that you don't have what it takes. Let go of the thought that, and when you think about what you don't have what it takes, usually it comes down to something specific. I need to let go of perfection. Okay, so now guys, go deeper. So Heather, what does perfection mean? How does perfection show up for you? This is a big moment. If you guys take this moment and jump in the chat right now, you have the chance that I might unhook you from something by sharing, right? So Heather, what does perfection look like today, right? So what does perfection look like today? Where area is perfection gripping you, right? Like, what are you not taking action on because of perfection? I got to let go. Tabitha said, I got to let go of the need to know what will work out, to let myself learn through failure. So good. So look at a specific moment and say, what am I worried about that won't work out? And what action could I take right now? For like every day, plan what the daily focus is to take action, and then you'll let go of that. Dottie, awesome. Okay, so Sharon said, where are you? Sharon said, I got to let go of the thought that I'm not a good communicator, and now I'm not showing up. Awesome. Okay, so Sharon, I want you to say to yourself that you become a great communicator by just grounding yourself on what's the main intention that you have. Like, what's the point? Like, what are you trying to get across to someone? And write that down on a piece of paper. And then when somebody's speaking, ask yourself, is this landing? Just simply ask them, what are you hearing me say? What are you hearing me say? Just simply ask that. And then you'll know communication is just about knowing what people heard you say. And then re-pivoting on how you say it until they get it. And then when they get it, that's when you let the conversation go. What is it? So I broke the power of belief that I was dumb, lazy, and poor. So good. I had the same thing. I had a belief that I was dumb, that I was stupid. Did a whole video that went viral on it. I get it. I need to break. Okay, so let me see. So Angela says, I need to let go of believing that I'm not enough. Okay, so Angela, where's that getting you today? Like, what are you not taking action on today because you believe that you're not enough? Like, I gave you guys, there's 5 selling opportunities. If you're a private client right now, I'd tell you to do what I told you to do. Is I'd say go map out the 5 selling opportunities between now and the end of the year: Christmas, Thanksgiving, Cyber Monday, New Year's, right? Boxing Day, Then there's going to be third week of January, which is 6. There's 6 right there, right? And so I'm Canadian, but I don't live in Canada. I could still do a Boxing Day sale. You're Canada, you don't live in the States, you can still do a Thanksgiving, a Black Friday sale, 100%. So I would say if you're a private client, go map it out and send me an email back and let me know like what days you're selling, right? And on the first campaign that launches, what are you going to sell and what is going to be the message to sell it? That's what I tell my client. So Angela, and everybody like Angela, right? She's not the only one, correct? Yes or no? She's not the only one with this thought that I'm not enough, right? Or I need to let go of the belief that I'm not enough. So Angela, for you specifically, sweetheart, I'm going to ask you to go, if I'm going to sit down and map out the 5 buying opportunities of the year, then what thought specifically that stops me that I'm not enough, that's going to stop me from mapping that out today? What is that thought? And you need to let go of that, like right now. And you need to do the work. Okay. So feelings are why we work. Feelings are why we buy. Feelings are why we take action. Feelings are connected to everything. Can you change your emotional state to feel like working, to feel like buying, because you can't sell if you can't buy, to feel like selling? Can you change your emotional state? That's going to be my homework for you between now and tomorrow. I want you to just ask yourself, look at the thought that causes a feeling that stops you from taking the coaching that I gave you today, and debunk it, like dominate it. Dominate it. I'm sorry, my flow people. You must dominate the thought. It's like giving birth, right? You've got to commit all the way and go. Whether it hurts or not, you go. You have that baby, right? So you need to take these same concepts and not let the deception of some personal development. And I have a personal development training, but there's some deceptive teaching out there that tells you that it should all feel good and be in the flow. The flow is the zone, as athletes talk about it. When you drop into it, things move. But to get into that, you have to deal with resistance, period. And resistance isn't bad, but resistance can stop you from moving. So it's the thought that needs to be let go so you can move. How do you take action on that? And then ask yourself, how do I move myself into a feeling, write this down, a feeling to work, a feeling to buy, and a feeling to sell? A feeling to work, a feeling to buy, and a feeling to sell. My homework for you today is to come back tomorrow on Shanda On Demand at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll still be here. And I'm going to do a live tomorrow. I'm going to talk to you about how do you pay for the expenses in your life or your business or a divorce or a child getting married. How do you pay for the expenses in your life so you can free yourself to take even more crazy radical action? Because those expenses weigh you down, don't they? So let me talk to you about that tomorrow. So do the homework today, because there's no sense in watching Shanda On Demand if you don't freaking well take action. All right, you guys, if this was helpful, please let me know that it was helpful by writing the word helpful, or this was helpful in the comments. I would love to know if this was a helpful live for you. And if you want more lives that are like this, that would be great. Now, I will end on this. If you are someone who does not have an email list or a text message list, I'm going to highly recommend that you go to trainmeshanda.com. trainmeshanda.com. You got to put the www in front of it. I'm going to do a training at the end of October where I'll show people how to build email lists, text message lists. That is your money, my friends. And we are barely on the precipice of you being able to take that training and make money before Christmas. And the truth is most of you guys won't be able to do it till January, but a good time to start is right now, because January, February, March, April, May, June, there is a massive opportunity for you to be a buyer, which is why I gave you the homework, which puts you in an atmosphere, a feeling of buying, what puts you in a feeling of wanting to work, and what puts you in a feeling of wanting to sell. And so I want you to really get good at this, because you are 100% capable of crushing this. But if you don't have an email list or a text message list, you are running your business in a very, very vulnerable way. So if you need that from us, go to www.trainmeshanda.com. Take action on that right now today. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow morning with Shanda On Demand, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and talk to you about how do you handle the expenses in your life and your business so that they don't weigh you down anymore. All right, you guys, talk to you soon. Bye.